all you recovery emo kids. Amanda and Rob here with the Emo Kids Anonymous Podcast. And welcome to your Wednesday episode. Is this coming out on Wednesday?
It's coming out on Thursday.
Okay, welcome to your Thursday episode. Cannot
Happy
wait.
Thursday.
Happy Thursday, everyone. Not the usual time you get to see us, but still amazing nonetheless.
They already saw us today. It's Wednesday today. They already, they still
Yes, they saw Dikembe. Yeah.
Yeah, they saw Dikembe. Yeah.
Yes, you got to see me rap to Lonely Island's Humble.
That was sick.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that was a highlight. Yeah, I gotta
Yes.
I gotta add that to my Amanda supercut. Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it. But yeah, today's episode is going to be a fun one. We are going back in time because 2025 is ending, but we cannot end 2025 until we talk about 2005. 20 years ago, I would have been 20 because I'm
2005. So 2005, that year, I'm in the first half of 2005, I'm in the 10th grade, and the second half, I'm in the 11th grade. So yeah, like fall 2005, I remember, it's like grade 11 football season, and then late grade 10. I don't remember as much from that spring, but we'll get into it all. Wow, what a blast from the past. And we have people who listen. I did like a deep dive on I was having a conversation with Devin. Shout out Devin from the Imperfect Dads podcast. Shout out Adam from Scott Mailman. Shout out Lisa from Stereotherapy. Shout out that's my Mount Rushmore podcast. But Devin was pointing out analytics. So I went and looked at our analytics because I've just always kind of assumed our average listener is like 34 to 44. This and that. And I was like really surprised to see like honestly how fucking all over the place it is depending on the episode. Like some episodes we have, and it kind of depends on the band, but not even like it's where it's like
interesting.
People from like our main listeners are almost like 25 to 34, but then like on other episodes, it's like primarily like 35 to 45. Like
interesting.
It's very, I know. I was like combine like, I don't know how to look at the Apple ones, but like Spotify and YouTube and stuff like just like kind of combine them and looking like very, So I'm there's people out there listening. Like we just, which I guess you'll hear this interview next week. Probably we just interviewed Cinema Stare, and Quinn made us feel so old, which happens often. Every now and then we interview people and I'm just like she know they didn't know who Lisa Left Eye Lopez was, and I'm just like fuck. We started talking Even Stevens. I was like let's cut and run here. Like so she don't they don't know what we're talking about here. Fuck. So in 2005, I was smoking weed. I think I lost my virginity that year, probably first time I ever blacked out drunk, maybe. I would have been getting into good trouble. But I do remember a lot of bad music.
I remember a lot of great music. You know, what's funny is in 2005, I still would have been a virgin, and I'm older than you, so that's really sad.
Late blooming onion.
I didn't lose my virginity until I was 21.
Damn. Damn. Yeah, that should. That's.
I'm a late bloomer all over the place.
I heard the way these guys are trying to pick you up. They're playing butt rock songs and the like too. Yeah, they just didn't know they didn't know that. Yeah, they didn't know the path to 270, as Nate Silver would say.
Is that what he would say?
Yeah, well, I mean, Wolf Blitzer, I guess, would be more the one saying that. Yeah, the path to 270. You know. Yeah. But 2005, wild time. So we're gonna talk about 2005.
Our favorite albums.
Before we take you back to the years of George W. Bush and the iPod commercial.
Yep.
And the earthquake or the tsunami.
Yes,
was that year or like the winter right before?
Are you talking about the Hurricane Katrina?
Katrina's 2005.
We are in 2005.
No. There's a big tsunami in 2004.
Oh yeah, that's
somewhere in Southeast Asia.
Yes, the one that they made.
Where
they made a
movie
about it,
and now I don't know about it.
Yep,
I feel like
they made a movie. Tom Holland and Naomi Watts is it. Tom Holland was a little young boy at the time.
Yeah, shout out Tom Holland. But so like there's a lot going. Before I should have just never mentioned natural disasters never go anywhere good. It's like the 9/11 thing. Before we do that, follow us, please. Subscribe to the show so I can stop saying this. Leave a comment, review the show, rate it, thumbs up, thumbs down, and if you really fucking want. If you want to do that, then fuck you. Take it up with me. Send me a message. We'll hash this out. EmoKidsAnonymous.com. Yeah, Thailand. Okay, there I was like, I wanted to say like, yeah, somewhere, yeah,
Yeah,
Laos or Vietnam or
in the
Philippines or
Indian
Thailand. I
Ocean.
wasn't. I just didn't want to, yeah, get it wrong. Um, Shout out Thailand. Hope everything's gone well since then. EmoKidsAnonymous.com. You can follow us on TikTok. In case you haven't heard, in case you haven't seen, we've been targeted. It's a conspiracy, big emo, maybe the city of Philadelphia, maybe other competing shows, maybe ops, maybe haters. Maybe it's just a stupid fucking glitch from TikTok, but our account was banned. So Emo Kids Anonymous Podcast is our new TikTok.
Mhm.
We're not really gonna post clips on there because we've already got like a strike and shit just from
I
trying to
know,
post
what the
clips. It's
hell?
insane. Like it immediately just, and it's like they're very, one of them was one of the clips when I talked to David and Troy from Dear Cincinnati. We were talking about jewel pods. Okay, maybe the jewel pod clip, I feel like we've said worse, but like
We have.
if you want to like flag that one, like I at least, okay, I get how that one wouldn't work, but like it was like the one where I'm talking about like Jason Tate, and there was one with like I think Action Bronson or like some just very basic ones where like a Ben Quad one. We're talking about the butt rock bands, and it's like not the butt rock one, the Third Eye Blind one I tried or something like that. Where it was like
Mhm.
I didn't even test the butt rock thing because I'm like maybe butt, but like I don't know what it is, but either way doesn't matter for now. Emo Kids Anonymous Podcast TikTok is just going to be like a fun place where we will be posting videos together, I guess, and I'll
Yeah,
post silly memes and hopefully get you guys to at least familiar with the names. Then when you see our show, you check it out. But if you want to see clips, go follow us on Instagram. Maybe I'll see if it works my personal, and I'll just slip in like one every episode. Maybe there's
we could try it.
yeah, I can try because I have no strikes on my personal. Like I can take a
I'll
warning.
f
Like
I'll throw one of the Fall Out Boy clips from
right,
Cinema Stare on
right, like yeah,
mine. It
yeah,
works.
like I can take a warning. Like I even tried to make like a fake like fan page, and like within 12 hours or something they nuked it. I was like, oh, I'll just make another, like I'll test it. I'll say it's a fan page or something,
Yeah,
and I even edited them. I put like Tony Hawk clips over it, like someone suggested to me, and yeah, I don't know. So TikTok, yeah, go fuck yourself right now. Um, Instagram, Emo Kids Anonymous if you want to see clips, Twitter, Emo Kids Non Pod, EmoKidsAnonymous.com, NeverPhaseNetwork.com. Join our Discord. We have a lot of fun in the Discord. Over on the website, I know our friend Kanan just dropped her albums of the year for this year. I have my
that's
album of
right.
the year list on there. We did our most anticipated on there. There's cool stuff happening over there. You can check that out. Never Phase Network at Never Phase Network on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok as well. Obviously, this episode's brought to you by our friends over at Protege. You go
Always.
over to protege.com, you enter Emo Kids at checkout, you get your first bottle of this for only $10, okay? And this will take your face from fucked to fresh right away, immediately, okay? Created by Gabe Supporter. This is the, I mean, I don't know if he was in the lab making the shit, but like it's his company. It's all in one face serum. It's got retinol, it's got sunscreen, so it's got all that good shit. If you're like, oh, retinol, not good. Very, very
Yeah.
trace amounts, just enough to give you the good shit, not enough to give you the bad shit, plus sunscreen. My face is glowing. I look a lot better here. I was told we've been mentioning Dear Cincinnati a lot in interviews and episodes lately. So, Troy, I didn't want to give you the satisfaction of mentioning your band's name again here, so I just ended up wearing like all your band's merch instead.
Beautiful.
But yeah, go over to protege.com, Emo Kids at checkout, first bottle $10. I'm done doing that shit. We can talk about real stuff now. Well, I mean, that stuff is real. That's the really important stuff. We can
That's
talk
really
about
important stuff.
we can have fun now, yeah. We can
Yeah,
get loose.
let's talk about the year that was 2005.
Oh, hold on
And
really quick. Before we talk about 2005, let's talk about 2025. I got a tattoo today. I got a new
oh
tattoo
yeah,
today.
hold on. Yeah, Rob, show us the tattoo.
I got a new
Once again.
tattoo, and it says new tattoo.
Shout out Kerosene Heights.
Yeah, I
New
have it.
tattoo.
Yeah, I told, if you are a older fan of the show, you've heard our interview with Chance from Kerosene Heights, I think in like July, like right after the song dropped. And I
Yep.
told him then, I was like, I'm gonna go get a new tattoo. Like, I'm gonna go get it this month. And I just never went. And then like I when I did my album of the year list, I mentioned it in there, like that I told him, and maybe I'd go get it that week. And
Yeah.
then I don't know, today I just woke up and was like, I don't have to pick up the kids or anything. I have a few hours. Like, there's a
And so
place right
then
up
I
the
got
street,
that
I
too.
imagine this, and it took like 10 minutes. I've never, that was the fastest thing in the world. But
That's
like, yeah,
amazing.
shout out Kerosene Heights, big fans of this show, and I will always look down at my leg and giggle at that,
I
like it's
love
funny.
that.
I don't
I
know.
love that you got that tattoo. That is phenomenal.
Right?
You
Yeah, it was
committed to the bit, and I
I commit
applaud
to
you
the
for
I
that.
always commit. Yeah, I fully commit to the bit. I felt that too. It's like, we need some emo credentials here. People need to know this is like that's my version of like getting a teardrop tattoo, like when I join a gang kind of thing, like need to
Oh,
let people
yeah.
know. Need to let people know,
Mhm.
yeah,
That
I'm a
you're
real one.
emo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like anything short of like getting like the, American football like house tattooed on my back or something. I feel like
You
that,
could.
yeah.
That's a lot of effort.
That's a lot of effort and, like, yeah, like, I only have so much cash laying around, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, and I don't wanna book if I book an appointment, I won't show up. It had to be like a, "What are you doing for the next hour or 2" kinda thing, and the guy's like,
Yeah,
"Come
you need a
by." Yeah.
walk-in appointment only, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, we
yeah.
all know
Oh,
the
I
economy
lifted.
sucks right now, so yeah,
I
you gotta
lifted
do what you
there.
gotta do.
I walked back, but I lifted there, so yeah, but it was a hop, skip, and a jump away. Shout out my guy Ray. But, now we're done with the present. We can move back to 2005. Let's fucking go. I want that
Let's
serotonin.
rewind. Yes, rewind. So, what are we gonna be doing today? Rob and I decided, we've talked about the best of 2025 in our last episode. So let's talk about the best of 2005, specifically the best albums. Or I am going to say my favorite albums because I know I am no music journalist. Did I listen to every album that came out in 2005? Heck no. I was a freshman in college or ending my freshman year of college, starting my sophomore year, had to work full time and all that stuff. But I did listen to a lot of songs. But I know I have favorite albums, albums that I listened to the entire way through that were on repeat for me in 2005. And so some of them I do consider the best albums, but some of them I would consider just my favorite albums. So Rob and I think, have different lists, I would say. His top five and
Interesting,
my top five are
interesting
different.
overlap because I'm thinking of 2005 and I was like, a lot of this, I feel like I'm looking back. You're looking back. We collectively are looking back with nostalgia covered glasses. Like, I mean, yes,
Rose
there's
color for sure, yeah.
yeah, a couple scene certified hood classics in here. Uh, but like, especially like mainstream wise, even in our world, like I'm personally seeing a lot of slop at the top, which I guess you can say about a lot of years in general. But like when I go look at it, and I'm just like, I don't know. So I'm excited to dive into this year.
Yes. Now we should also let everyone know that there are going to be a lot of albums from our genre, but I know Rob and I also wanted to add
Oh, we
some
might get a little
albums,
weird with it. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
from different genres. Because I know there were some just fantastic albums that came out in 2005.
It
it was
was
a
a it's a good
interesting
time.
year for music. Yeah, it was a good time. Yeah,
It
a
was
lot of stuff
there's a
happened.
lot of I think the 2000s in general, like a lot of it almost feels like
Blurred. I feel like it is.
a lot of it's blurred, but like I feel like it has less very distinguishable identity and more of like a matter of like very like I don't want to say
Yes.
watering down, that feels like a negative connotation, but like compressing other like I think of a lot of the great pop songs at the time that I really like We Belong Together by Mariah Carey, like a
Yeah.
lot of this like still very R&B influenced. Like I'm like, oh,
Oh, 100%.
that's a band. Fucking, there's a bass player there that can rip with a drummer and a
Oh, yeah.
keyboard. Like they're ripping kind of this like tamed down thing. Whereas like a lot of the bigger rock songs, where there's a lot of like borderline butt rock that just feels like we're watering down metal. A lot of the stuff in our world too, I'll say at the time, was like we're watering down what pop punk and already really starting to water down what the third wave emo, whatever this
Was
post
gonna be.
hardcore
Yeah.
screamo, all these, we're already starting to kind of like muddy the waters, in my opinion. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know if it's very all over the place to me.
2005 or the 2000s in general?
2005 specifically. The 2000s,
Yeah.
I feel like the early 2000s have a very clear identity, and the late 2000s do to me as well, because I think of like recession pop. I think of like, the
Yeah,
hipster
it's
core
true.
stuff taking over. I think of the Warp Tour turning very like Cookie Monster, scary, bubbly letter t shirt with like
Like the
chug.
true, like,
Yeah,
yeah,
chug
scene
like either
kids.
like a day
Yeah.
to remember, meet like here's a day to
Pierce the
remember,
Veil.
here's like
Yeah.
yeah, Pierce the Veil, and here's like Millionaires
Yes,
and Never
that's what
Shout
yeah.
Never, and everything is kind of in this area. Like this kind of has an identity, but like the mid 2000s is kind of like even you look at like there's certain bands, like, this is kind of when, like, the fashion kinda starts to become a thing in our world, I'd say, as well, maybe, because,
Yes,
like, you look at,
thanks
like,
to
oh 03,
Pete
oh 04,
Wentz.
like, these bands are kinda, like, they're kind of dressing a little Aeropostale-y, some are dressing a little skatery, like, they're
Yeah,
the idea of, like, the skinny jeans is really just coming into its own at this time, like, the girl pants and, like, the extra
yes, it's
small
becoming
shirt
a
is
thing.
really crossing over from, like, hardcore and the like into, like, more of mainstream emo, like, Warped Tour emo culture and shit,
Yes.
like, it's like, it feels like, yeah, oh 04, oh 05, like,
I would say, like,
it
oh
feels it's
04,
the
oh 05,
Tuesday
even
of
oh
years.
06, like, even oh 06,
Yeah.
and then
Oh,
by oh
shit, yeah.
06, I
Even oh
feel like
seven, maybe? I don't know.
yeah, like, by oh 07, I think that's where you start to see the beginnings of
Mhm.
what
Which
2008, 2009 would become
which
the
it
Lady
gets it
Gaga,
starts
because
getting a little more
Rihanna
neon-y, a little
yeah, because
more yeah, the
Rihanna comes
pop is
out with her umbrella and everything like that. I think that
yeah.
changed the game. I know, like, some people give Rihanna credit for a lot of her musical influence, but you have
Oh,
to
yeah.
give her
Rihanna's
music influence, like,
Rihanna's
in
very
credit
good.
for what
There's
they
a
did.
reason,
Yeah.
yeah, there's a reason she's one of, like, 2 or 3
Yeah.
musicians who
She may
are
not be the best singer, but that doesn't matter. Her music
who the
is
fuck am I to say?
influential.
She got
Yeah,
bangers,
like
yeah.
yeah, she has bangers.
Yeah, she got fucking yeah, wow, okay.
But and then you see the direction of, like, our world around 2000 by 2006, it shifts because we know that Infinity on High takes, like, a steep departure from
Yeah,
whatever they
from
were
Cork Tree,
yeah,
yeah,
and
like,
Take This to Your
it's
Grave. They're just
interesting you
not the
say this
same.
too because, like, I think of, like, what's weird is these years we're talking about, to make this all about myself,
Of
um
course.
are right when I'm in high school, like, like,
Yeah.
I'm in high school from, like, middle '03 to middle '07, and it's like, yeah, like, around, like, oh 04, oh 05, like, this '07, like, it's just kind of, like, a little, like, kind of meandery in the middle, not sure,
Yeah.
like, it doesn't feel as much like, has as much of an identity as, like, early 2000s or late 2000s, like, it's this weird period where, like, most people, they think of that period of their life as being, like, very formative, and those were the days, you know what I mean? Like, that's what they're always, like, doing the nostalgia for, but, like,
Oh, yeah.
for me, like, a lot of it's just, like, we're all like, there's a lot of gems in there in our scene, there was cool bands, but, like, as a whole with stuff, like that's why I don't love a lot of it as a whole now, like, there's so many cool different things throughout it, but, like, were we too comfortable? Like, I don't like
With
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 the
what we
was the
had.
world too like, was it I don't know what it I don't know what
I
because
mean, we were getting uncomfortable. I mean,
we
we
were
are in the
about to be, but,
2nd term of
like
Bush,
yeah,
but
we're on 2nd
yeah.
term of Bush, but I mean, like, everything is almost with the exception of 9/11, and let me say that's a pretty big one because, like, yeah, there's some towers and there's a lot of people, and if you live in like, that's serious, but, like, with
Yeah.
the exception of 9/11, like, it almost feels out of sight, out of mind, and a lot of the problems of this country because, like, the wars are fought overseas. There's no recession yet. People are still, like, kinda
Yeah, it's
riding
not
high.
happening
Like,
yet.
there's this and, like, I don't know, like, were we as a country, like and, like, we're post 9/11, so there's this, like we're proud to be American, but all of a sudden we're also not. So there's kind of that, like, Dixie Chickism. Like, I think of the 2000s, I think of a lot of political stuff. I think of
Oh,
Kanye,
yeah.
I think of the Dixie Chicks, I think of Rock Against Bush. Like, that's kind of the 2000s to me is kind of based around, like in my head, I think of a lot of, like, anti-Bush things as
Yeah,
being
well, yeah, that makes sense too. And I think with 2005, like the 2000s in particular when it comes to music, I think the reason you're feeling that way too is it's still very much fueled by MTV and what's coming out on MTV. We haven't really The internet is
yeah.
becoming more influential. MySpace is becoming more influential. Absolute Punk is becoming more influential, but you
Shout out
still have the
Jason, friend of the show.
homogenization of music. And I think that's why you're feeling like there's not much of an identity. Like for me, 2004, 2007, the music itself, like when I went back and revisited to figure out my list, I'm like, oh, that came out. I thought that came out in 2004. Oh, but that came out in 2005. I thought that came out in 2005. That came out in 2006 because a lot of it was still very much the same, more the
Mhm.
same. Not a lot of people were not experimenting with their sounds yet, in a way that they would by 2007. And I don't want to say that Black Parade was like influential in that by 2006, but I think it did help
Yeah,
people
I think
start
so.
in the scene to start being more influential and change what they were going to do, like be braver. I think, I don't want to say Fall Out Boy was braver because of MCR to do Folie à Deux, but I'm not going to not say that either. They were
I
friends.
I was gonna say, like, I think it's kind of like a healthy competition thing where,
Yeah, they
yeah, they're
always
seeing
would.
each
Yeah.
other, and especially when you're kind of at the top, like, if you're, a competitor, I mean, just a
Yeah.
human in general, like, it's kinda like but you're still friendly, it's like, we wanna inspire each other while also one-upping each other, yeah, I'm
Exactly.
like, "Okay,"
Yeah.
like, yeah, they're getting interesting, my chem like, "Oh, they're people are taking notice of this, let's try," like, yeah, like,
Yeah.
shit.
And then at the same time, on the other end of the spectrum of the other genres, rap at this point is becoming like a lot more popular, rap, hip hop, and also, but it's also homogenization of that genre too. Everyone's kind of sounding the same. Then some of the disruptors start to show up, like Lil Wayne, right?
I
By
was gonna say, we got
2007,
a
yeah, by
real
that time,
disruptor.
we start getting the disruptors coming in
Oh.
because when I mean, Kanye West was the start, and then other ones started coming in, and we're gonna talk. I'm sure we're gonna talk about
Yeah,
Kanye West. Yeah, we're gonna
you
bring
let
him
me know
up,
when we start on that, but yeah,
even
that
though,
there was
yeah,
definitely same thing where it's kind of in this, like, really
it's a
quickly
weird
on
time.
that before we dive into it later, like, hip hop, same thing where it's kind of like early 2000s, like, a lot of it's kind of like gangster, fucking aggressive, this, that, like it goes from like Eminem, Exhibit. I mean, there's Nelly obviously on the more poppy end. Nelly's doing
Yeah,
fucking insane numbers at this point. Like, I'm pretty sure Nelly's
yeah.
like top 10, 20
Did Grills
selling.
come out yet? Did Grills
Yeah,
come
no,
out
that's a
yet?
couple
Okay.
years later. Yeah, that's,
Yeah, it's a
oh,
couple
by,
years
no, by
later.
oh 05, I feel like Grills is like oh 06, oh 07.
Yeah, because we did our Grills.
I had a grill in oh 07. I wish
We did a which is not acceptable now, everyone, young children, if you're
you can't have
listening.
grills anymore?
No, when I was a junior in college, that would have been 2007. My friends and I had a house together, like a house.
Uh-huh.
There's
A house.
two boys, three girls, because it was me and two other girls, and then two boys.
That's 5 people.
And if I yeah, yeah, me and one of the girls shared a room. And we had over the summer between 2007, 2000, no, yeah, summer 2007, we had a grills and cleavage party. So we made our own grills and then wore cleavage. Uh,
This
not a,
doesn't
I
feel
probably not appropriate. Won't
I was
fly
gonna
these
say this doesn't
days.
feel appropriate, yeah.
No, it was not appropriate,
You
but
can't
that
do
did
the
happen.
grills. You can't do grills. Okay.
I don't know. I don't know.
Uh, I don't know.
Two of
I
my
feel like
roommates were half
diamonds
black. Does that count?
do the Maddens not have diamonds on their teeth? I have fake teeth.
Oh, shoot, they do, they
I go
do,
get
yeah.
one fixed.
I don't know. It just when I look back on it, I don't feel great about it,
no, it doesn't feel
like,
great.
also,
No,
like,
yeah.
for, like, a lot of reasons, but
I was
that,
actually
Grills is later in,
the other
yeah.
day I don't even want to like because I don't want people to go like try you won't be able to find it, but like I had a rap CD and I was talking about it with our dear sweet friend CZB. And it was like, me and my buddy Trevor Lendrum in 2006 made like a rap album, and it was just like beatboxing with just like the most offensive shit you could say over it,
Oh,
just like,
Jesus.
and just like, oh, like fucking, that's
Let's hope that no one ever buys
no,
it.
someone told me they had a copy in like 2016. I was like, can you mail that to me? I need to destroy that in case I ever run for public office. But I've said enough bad things on the internet now, in their own way, not like that kind of
Well, I mean,
bad.
to be fair, Rob, I don't think saying bad things on the internet necessarily means you
Doesn't
can't
yeah,
run
it
for
doesn't really
office.
honestly, if anything,
Not
it'll
in
get
this
me a
day and
yeah,
age.
honestly,
Honestly, get you
yeah.
a boost, so just
Yeah.
saying.
Anyways,
Yeah.
yeah,
Is
great
there a local
news.
seat in LA you can run for? Anyway, so let's talk about our 5 favorite albums for 2005. Because there are some when I looked back at 2005, for me, this was a very formative year for the music that I would come to love for years to come. Because I was a freshman in college, I was ending my freshman year of college, starting my sophomore year of college. And in college is where you find your identity, right? A lot of people go to college. I
Interesting.
changed my major like twice, changed what I thought I wanted to do like several times. Like I started out as a history major in college. By the end of 2005, I was an English major.
Did I don't yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I went to community college and it's much different experience. And none of my friends also really went to the community college. It's just like more so something I did that the other my friends in bands
Yeah,
didn't
of
have to
course.
do. But like that it was formative though. I
Yeah.
to this day I say I learned my political beliefs are based off my drama teacher the day after the Obama '08 election said the reason he's like we have hundreds of students, thousands of students every year and only 2 or 3 will use that handicap ramp. That's why government exists. It's us collectively taking care of those few
Yeah,
people
of
that need it.
course.
And to this day, like everything politically, I base off that thing. But like even just like quitting school and being like, I want to be in music, this or that, like because I played in
Yeah.
bands before that, but like college is formative. Like I didn't learn cool bands
Yeah.
in college really. Like if anything, most of the bands I was too busy with my own shit. But like I guess I did do figuring stuff out at the community college.
Yeah, no, I mean, if if you had the traditional college experience like I had, you are the person who went to the street fairs at your college and bought the college posters, and everyone had the different posters of the different famous movies. Like
I
if
never
you're a
understood
man,
the buying the like
the man, you're
this
the Godfather and all that stuff, and
yeah,
you're just
yeah.
trying to find out,
There's
figure
certain
out who
ones
you
for
are.
guys. The posters they have up, right? There's one of like Bob Marley playing soccer. That's a
Yes,
big one.
tons of
Like I
Bob
think it's
Marley
Bob Dylan
posters.
playing the guitar is a big one, or
Yep.
Bob Dylan on the sidewalk.
Everyone loves Scarface. God,
Oh, the
so many
Scarface
Scarface
one,
posters. Boys
Goodfellas. I didn't
love.
watch Goodfellas until I was like 33. It's one of my favorite
Yeah,
movies of all time. I never watched it because I'd see these movies in these places and I'd just be like, I'm just not really one of those fellas. Like that means I don't
yeah.
like that, you know? I didn't
Because it
know.
was important because you had your dorm room and your dorm room had to let people know what your personality was,
You had
right?
to, yeah,
So
this
it
was
was
your bumper
about,
sticker. You didn't have
yeah,
social
it's your
media
bum. If
really
you're
yet.
gonna,
Yeah.
yeah, you didn't have social media.
Yeah. So you
We were
express yourself.
lucky to have Facebook in 2004 because of how big our school was.
Damn, I was gonna say, yeah, I had no idea
Yeah,
what Facebook was in
yeah,
'04. Yeah.
and yeah, but we were like a, NCAA school. Temple's a huge school, so we
Yeah,
got it
Temple. Yeah, no,
before.
I've known
Like
Temple since I was a
all
kid.
my friends in like state schools didn't get it until the next year in
No,
2005,
no,
2006.
you're
Yeah,
northeast, this and yeah, like major city.
exactly.
Yeah, it's a,
Yeah, so
yeah,
it made
yeah.
sense that we would get it. But like, so you're at like when people met you, and then they would go back to your dorm. That's how they
I had
identified
to
you
give him
and
an
learned who
idea of who
you
you
are.
were. Yeah.
So who was hanging on your wall? What did your stuff look like? What CDs, DVDs did you have hanging out in your room? All that was so important. So that like those years, those couple of years there were so important for me. And when I look back at the albums like that I listened to on repeat and the stuff that all stuck with me like to this day, it's like 2005, 2006 is a very formative year for me because I was trying to find my identity. Even though I was kind of in high school, but I was just trying to make it through and get good grades and get
Yeah.
into a good college. I was like focused on
It's a
that.
lot of pressure too. Yeah,
Yeah, a
you're
lot of
kind of
pressure.
you
Like,
don't really
what
have
am I
you don't
gonna
have that
do?
chance. That's where the
Yeah,
stereotype of college being like that, like you're like kind of like tunnel vision, this and that.
exactly.
You don't know shit. It's just kind of like you need to finish this and do well. So then you go to college. If you don't do well, you're gonna not do this, that, blah, blah, blah. And it's like then you
Especially
get
back
there and you're
then.
like, oh wow, yeah. Especially back then, yeah. Imagine now you have the internet, things are a little different. But like back then, it's like, well, I have to go to college. Else I'm gonna work at the Burt. You didn't realize the guy. You, Working at the Chipotle is not so bad. The guy at the Chipotle down the street from me makes like $22.50 an hour. Like
Now he
being
does, yeah.
like a welder, like a blue collar thing. Like I wish people like all my buddies that did like trade
Yeah.
schools instead. Like oh, those guys all make
If they
$100,000+ a
started their own
year.
business
They
too,
own
they're making
houses.
it.
They have work truck.
Yeah,
They get to write their
yeah.
truck off on taxes. Before we get back to 2005, I've told you that I lived in dorms as well, right? You know that.
No, I did not know that.
I lived in the dorms illegally. My friend Zach, I lived in
Oh,
Canada. I lived across the street from the college after I graduated high school, but our dorms were a little different. They're like apartments. So you'd have like each one was like in our dorm there was a kitchen, a living room, two
yeah.
bathrooms, one bedroom downstairs. Then you go upstairs and there was like a hallway with four bedrooms.
Oh, nice.
I had to my mom on my 18th birthday shut off my phone and made me go live with my aunt. She's like, you gotta go be a grown up. You have to go live with your aunt, pay rent. You work by her place. I realized
Okay.
my buddy Zach from high school and like football, we played together forever. I realized he lived in the dorms, so I'd go hang out there a bunch. And then I went to Chicago around Halloween 2008, and I slept at his house one night. And I woke
Okay.
up also randomly, like got a tattoo that day, I remember. And I woke up and his roommate Jabu was like, Rob, Devin just moved out. Like, why don't you just move in here? Why don't you just live here? And I used like a butter knife because it was its own bedroom. I went upstairs and there was this empty room and we broke into the door and I just moved in. And this is like October and I stayed there till December. And at one point they came and they came to give the room to someone new, like some school employee brought a student there and they opened the door and
Oh.
like it's like a Saturday morning or Friday morning. I'm sleeping. It's like 10 a.m. I'm like laying in bed shirtless, like watching TV,
Oh
you know.
my
And
god.
I'm like, they're like, oh, there must have been a mix up. And RA here, I think, means more like a student advisor, but it's more like the person in charge of the dorms, the resident person
Oh, yeah,
was.
we had those on each floor, yeah.
Yeah, no, this was like the actual like adult, like in charge of like the office of it. Her name was Kim Richardson, and her daughter Melissa Richardson was a year younger than Zach and I. So I'm guessing word got out, this or that. And one day, like a week in December, like early December, I'm like shirtless, wearing like 2007 baggy gym shorts, making like ravioli, like
Oh
SpaghettiOs. And we
my
get a knock on the
god.
door. It's Kim, and she comes in. She's like, "You want to tell me about Robb living here?" And it was like, oh my God. But I was able to pay her off, and I ended up being able to stay there for a few more weeks before I moved
Beautiful.
to America forever for good. But yeah, that's the time I lived illegally in college dorms when I didn't actually attend the college for 4 months or for 3 months. Yeah.
It's fascinating, Rob, fascinating. I'm
Yeah, no,
glad
it
you
was a
paid
whole
her
thing.
off,
And
though.
they showed up to kick me out, and they actually ended up kicking out our roommate, Kenny Algona instead, because Kenny had burned dick face. He took like axe and a lighter, and he burned the words dick face into the carpet. But here's the kicker. He spelled dick wrong. He spelled it DIK face. And we put like a
Oh
welcome
my
mat over it.
god.
And she got there, and Zach wanted to like he wanted to deflect her off me so hard. He like lifted this up. He's like, this was Kenny. He's a fucking animal, this and that. And like I ended up, yeah, like it was like I had to give her like it was like you owe us like 1,200. That's like I don't have that. I'm a waiter down at Gulliver's down the street. I make
Oh
$80. I
my
spend 50 of
god.
it at the bar before I come back here. She's like, okay, like I need $400 by like Monday or something like that. She got her money. Kim Richardson, if you're seeing this, shout out Kim.
Let's talk about,
Let's go
our
2005. Come on.
yes,
Yeah,
2005. Alright.
I gotta. Hold on. I got the camo hat is just making me say too much.
It is. Yeah, let's get
Yeah,
back to,
yeah,
like, a
okay.
Tom DeLonge style thing.
Yeah,
Okay,
let
so
me get
each
the
of us
blank. Yeah,
came up with 5 of our favorite
we
albums,
did.
for 2005. So, I don't know if I have any particular order for these
No, just give
per
her. Yeah.
se.
Let's
So,
spin a couple, like an honorable mention or two first. What do you got?
okay, so
I know
for
you
my
had some.
yeah, for my honorable mentions, I have 3. First one is Foo Fighters "In Your Honor." It was a dual disc. It was 2
Dual
discs.
disc,
It
the
was,
rock and the soft.
the
Yeah.
rock and the soft, the acoustic. A lot of people consider it their magnum opus, and to be frank, since then, I haven't, like, listened to a Foo Fighters
I was
CD
gonna say,
front to back like
is
that.
that the plateau right there? Like they're
I've
kind of
yeah,
riding.
like,
What's the one
it's
before that? One by One is the one before
I
that. Is
think
that right?
so, yeah, I
So
think
at
that
this
is,
point, like
yeah.
I'd say One by One. Honestly, best of you. Like these are kind of like their peak. After
Oh,
that, like
yeah.
I and
I mean, this
I like the Foo Fighters. I can't name a Foo Fighters song since then. Can I? I don't think I can.
I can't, not s
Wheels. There's one called Wheels that I
The
know, but I only
sky
know that
is,
randomly.
no, it's a newer song. The sky is a well,
You're
I can't
thinking The
I
World is a Vampire. That's Billy Corgan.
no, I'm not. The sky oh, okay. No, you're killing me. Hold on. The Sky is a Neighborhood. That's what it's called. The Sky is a Neighborhood.
Never heard of it. Sounds made up.
It's not made up.
This is
It's
Dave
real.
Grohl.
Yeah, Dave Grohl. The Sky is a Neighborhood. Yes. It's not the same melody as The World is a Vampire. Please. I
Okay.
promise you that. Maybe, I don't know actually now that I think about it.
No, I believe
But
you. I believe you. You're good. You're good.
Sky is a Neighborhood. But
No judgment.
other than that, yeah, In Your Honor when it came out, it was the time when I was obviously discovering more rock music and becoming my I was getting a lot heavier into rock music, emo
Hell
music.
yeah.
By 2005, I was deep in it. Like I was a pop girl up until about like 2003, 2004, and then by 2005 it was like rock music and hip hop because I just could never let that go.
No, yeah, yeah.
I love me
Same.
some hip
Yeah,
hop.
same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was yeah. So for me, In Your Honor, and then The Academy is Almost Here. I wanted to put it on my top 5, but just couldn't make my cut. But Almost Here for me was a really tight record. Obviously, William
Is that
Beckett
the one with
sounds
like
amazing
attention
on
and
it.
tension and shit?
Yeah, I mean
Okay.
it was
The
their
main,
first
yeah,
album,
the
right?
first one.
Before
Yeah.
that was their EP, and a lot of people, you know, kind of dug on their EP. That's why the song what is it, Black Mamba exists is because people were just digging on their EP about the critics didn't like it.
So they had a
And
Kobe reference.
yeah, the Black Mamba, yeah, it did. I don't know if it's a Kobe reference. I just know
Uh,
it's called Black Mamba.
oh yeah,
Yeah, which also I think it also ended up being on the, Snakes on a Plane soundtrack in addition to William being featured on Snakes on a Plane, Bring It. I think that song was on it because it's called Black Mamba.
that would
It
make
was
sense.
also on the
That would have
soundtrack.
fit. Yeah, shout
It would
out
have fit
Gabriel.
really
Yeah,
well. Yeah, but for me, it's, like, not a very long album. It's 10 songs, about 30 some minutes, but you can listen to that. It's a very tight record. You can listen to it through, like, the whole way through. Every song hits on it. It is a great album. The last one I have is The Massacre by 50 Cent, which is not an emo record, but this one's interesting because it came out in March, and the only reason it came out in March is because 50 was pissed off at Interscope because he wanted it to be released in February, and he wanted to call it St. Valentine's Day Massacre after the 1929 Chicago
yep.
Gay Massacre. But Interscope said, "Nope, we're not a fan of that," and he decided to leak, Disco Inferno, and so they had to put it out in March. But, I mean, look, Candy Shop, just a
On
little bit, Disco Inferno, I mean, it has bangers, and it solidified 50 Cent as a mega rapper in our
Honestly, yeah,
day and age.
I'm saying like 2005, like I don't know, like things. I'm talking about remembering the culture, like the time, this and that.
Yeah,
50 Cent is 2005. Like 50
yeah.
Cent, like we're gonna talk about Kanye here, but like from the second 50 Cent lowers down upside down on that pull-up bar in the fucking Into Club video, when he lowers down that first time and you see this dude, it's like, oh, they took Dr. Dre and Eminem and put him together and also made him buff as fuck and a
Yeah.
gangster. Like 50 Cent owned the planet in 2005. Like
Honestly, he's
I
owning
didn't
the
like that
planet right
record as much as
now.
the first one, but like yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, literally at this moment, here we are, 20 years later. 50 Cent got the last fucking laugh.
Yeah, sorry, P. Diddy, but I
No,
love
yeah.
everything about 50 Cent's, you know, narrative right now. He waited patiently and bided his time and
The
fuck P.
smartest
Diddy.
motherfucker in the
Yes,
industry.
I know. Ugh,
Smartest motherfucker. Curtis
became an
Jackson.
actor, still built his empire.
Built
Like,
his,
I
and
mean,
just quiet, like I say quietly, over the last like 10, 15 years or so, just putting
yeah,
out like producing like some of the best like must-see
yeah,
television shows at each time,
power.
like just nonstop, and like there's spin-offs of it, like
Oh, yeah.
50 Cent. Yeah, like
Good. Yeah, good on you, man. Like, he knew how
yeah.
to do it.
Kurt, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you a fan of emo music? It would be an honor to have you on the
Go on,
show.
I guess.
50 Cent.
We'll talk to you about your docuseries because I
Yeah,
watched it and holy
I've
shit.
watched it almost, yeah, twice through. Like 50 Cent is the, and I remember like back when he was buddies with Floyd Mayweather, like 15 years or so, like just like it was like, oh, they're kind of like cat fighty. But then he did that video where he's like he's like, if you can read one page out of this chapter book, ah, fuck, like 50 Cent
Yep.
is my favorite meme. Like top three, I don't know. One day we'll make an official definitive list of my favorite memes in general. I should put thought into that. That seems important. But like the
It
one where it's like
does.
50 Cent being like, fuck 50, why fuck 50? Like he's
Yeah.
like, why they saying fuck me? Like
Oh,
I've sent that. I'll send that once, twice a month. Yeah, shout out
yeah.
Curtis. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
my
still
goat.
and it go ahead.
I was gonna say my goat. Yeah, my goat.
Yeah, your go. Yeah, he is. Yeah. And it's funny is and I know you're gonna talk about another record with Jamie Foxx on it, but this also had Jamie Foxx on it. Which is just the power of his biopic that he had that
I was
came
gonna
out.
say, yeah, the
The
2000s were also a
Charles
good time for like Ray, yeah, for Jamie Foxx
Ray
as
Charles,
well.
Jamie
Randomly did
Foxx.
really well in the 2000s. I don't. It was a whole thing. Like we just kind of let him
He
be a
won an
singer
Oscar. Did
too.
he win an Oscar? Well, he made
Probably.
a movie about being Ray Charles, and then
Yeah.
he became a singer. Yes,
Then he just
and he
kind of
had his
became Ray
he became
Charles.
a
Yeah.
singer. Yeah, he became Ray Charles, and then he became a singer, and he was featured on a bunch of hip hop music, and then he made his own music. Uh, Blame It
Blame it
on the
on the
Goose. Blame It on
alcohol,
the
baby, on the that. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I don't really care much for Jamie Foxx's music.
No, I did when I was dancing to it, but not really like,
Yeah.
as like an art form. Like, ah, it's the best thing
No.
ever. No, but it's good in the club.
Yeah. Shout out the club.
The club.
Shout out the
I spent a
club.
lot of time, speaking of which, my formative years, I spent a lot of time in reggaeton clubs in 2005 because my friends who were like dorm mates, they weren't my roommates, Jamila and her and Imani, would take me to the reggaeton
Yeah.
clubs because they said I could back it up pretty well.
Damn, yeah. See,
And
I didn't even like
I
I back it
enjoyed
up
it.
fairly well. I didn't live in a place where there was much variety
Oh,
ethnically
yeah.
wise. Yeah, I was
Oh,
just
in
white boys.
Philly?
Yeah,
Yeah, in
Philly, yeah,
Philly,
yeah.
yeah.
You learn
Yeah,
quick,
yeah.
yeah.
I drank a lot of Hypnotic and I went to reggaeton clubs, but eventually I found my way into, like, emo music, I
I
promise.
like those
I'm,
ways
like,
too.
not
That shit's cool as fuck. Yeah. That shit's
I'm not,
cool as
like
fuck.
I got both ends. I can hit both spectrums. Anyways, those are my honorable mentions. What about you? Do you have any honorable mentions?
Uh, honorable mentions in general. I had 6 in general. I
God
said to you.
bless!
6 I thought up. I thought up 6. Well, not 6 honorable mentions. I thought up 6 total albums in
Oh,
general.
okay, okay.
So
So
if my
what's your
honorable
honorable
mention,
mention?
I'll say is All American Rejects.
Oh,
Uh, Move Along.
yes.
I. It's my birthday, July 30th, 2005. My dad just did a month in the hospital. He had like stomach blockage or something. And
Oh,
my dad was always like alcoholic. It sounds like you think he's like drunk, beat people up or like molesting people or very manageable. Why am I not be able to think of the word right now? Where he's functioning alcoholic, very,
functioning
very
alcoholic.
very, very functioning. But he doesn't drink during this time, and it's my birthday on July 30th, 2005. And I had a party at the beach that day with like his buddies from work and people. I didn't really know a lot of other kids there. But my dad had drinks that day, and he passed out. And it's like the only time as a kid I remember ever my dad like passing out on me or anything like that, or ever like. And I was so bummed. And because like it was my birthday, and he's like asleep at like 4 p.m. And I
Yeah.
took a 20 out of his drawer and I rode my bike to the music store and I bought a couple CDs. I can't remember what the other ones are because I very specifically remember one of them was Move Along. I remember just like riding my bike
Wow.
around, listening to Dirty Little Secret. And there's actually like a Wild Young Heart song that like talks about like you passed out, went through your drawer, and I took a 20 to the record store, like, because it's like, yeah, like
Yeah.
I took I was just like, I went and got that CD, and it's like, I don't think I love that CD as much as the other ones on the list here. Like, I think a lot of the filler is filler as fuck. No offense, Tyson Ritter. But like All American Rejects are a band to me where like their singles are so undeniably fucking like
Oh,
gives you
catchy as
hell.
fuck.
But
Yeah.
on this album is Dirty Little Secret. Like Dirty Little
Move
Secret is just like,
along.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
like, and I didn't even I like Move Along now, but like at the time I didn't love Move Along. Like I
But it was a
liked
good for that time. It was the
it was
best, like,
great. It's great.
uplifting, like,
Yeah.
mantra song you
It
could
feels
ever
very
have.
even now, like, yeah, it feels so mid
Yeah.
2000s Montreal. Like, yeah, that record. I think this is the first year. I remember for Christmas before this, Christmas 2004, my mom she didn't get me a iPod, she got me a Zune, and it broke
Oh,
like 2 months
God
after I
bless.
got it. And for that birthday, my birthday in that same year, my mom got me an iPod
Which is what you
Mini,
should have,
the
yes.
great, which why, yeah, like that's
I
what I
had the pink
asked for.
iPod mini, yeah, the pink
I wish
one,
I had
yeah.
the pink one. Like I don't
Oh,
think I was
definitely
like
you
as
would.
much on this shit now as I am now. But like, yeah, like I remember that was one of the first like albums I really had on that fucking iPod. So I think of that. So
Uh,
that's my lone honorable mention. Besides that,
I
we can
would
get into
put
my 5. Yeah,
yeah, I would put All American Reject Move Along on my honorable mentions too if I
I
thought
wasn't
about it.
sure if I was gonna be on your
Because
main one or
no,
not.
I
Yeah,
mean, it, like that's another album I listen to front to back. I mean, Stab My Back is one of my favorite songs, and I'm glad that like, I've just seen them recently in concert
great song.
last year, and they still play it
Yep.
live, and I love that because it's one of my favorite songs from that album, and I was like, and yes, I've gotten to see them several times because they opened for Fall Out Boy,
I was just say
etcetera, so
I've never seen the Rejects. I don't think.
yeah, I saw them with their own show, where Tyson complained about no one wanting to listen to new music, while
Yeah,
he was shoeless
that was
on
the thing
stage
of
with
his
his
for a while.
ukulele.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then I've seen him, like, open for Fall Out Boy and stuff, yeah, so
interesting.
exactly. Alright, so let's move into our 5. I don't have any particular order for these.
No,
I mean,
me
there's
neither.
one I will always put at number 1, but, I mean, other than that, we'll
We can do
talk about
that
that
one
one in a little
first, or we
bit.
can do that one last. Up to
We'll do
you.
it last, we'll do it
Okay.
last.
Throw one out. Throw one out. What do you got?
Alright, so okay, so we'll talk about one from our scene, right? So let's talk about one from our scene. This one of my favorite albums came out in 2005. Commit This to Memory, which is
What
20
do you
years
know?
old this
That's
year.
also on my list as well. Let's handle
Oh,
this.
God
Yeah, there we
bless.
go.
Motion City soundtrack.
So
Um,
good.
like, okay, so I Am the Movie is a great CD, great record, came out in 2003, but if you wanna talk about what solidified what Motion City soundtrack is, it is Commit This to Memory. Let's Get Fucked Up and Die, Everything Is Alright, My Favorite Accident, all those songs, they're so poignant and it's very tongue in cheek, and they just like, I know he was going through, like, he was dealing with, like, recovering from alcoholism at the time and everything like that, Justin Courtney Pierre, but the writing was so perfect on this album. It solidified them as some of the forefathers of third wave emo and what we would see in pop punk. It was produced by Mark Hoppus,
Yeah.
of course, which is
Yeah.
amazing.
Mark coming through hard on those knobs
Yes.
on this one, yes.
Yes. Did it also have a feature of Patrick Stump? Yes. Would that also put it on my list? Of course.
Yeah,
Why
well,
not?
yeah, that doesn't hurt, I'm sure,
But
yeah.
does it hurt? But I mean, the songs on this are so perfect. And it's a reason why it's a album that a lot of people go back to a lot, and the songs from it a lot are that go back to a lot. And like, you can't deny like the tongue in cheek nature of "Let's Get Fucked Up and Die" because you want to like, what are they singing about? And you're like, oh, okay. You're
Yeah,
just like, yeah,
he
not
explains really
really. Like,
quickly. Yeah, he
oh
clears it
yeah,
up early, lets you know
figuratively.
he's
Okay,
speaking
yeah.
figuratively,
We're
yeah.
like, yes. So social suicide. People have all done that
Yeah,
before.
yeah, all people
Yeah,
of all demographics, yes.
exactly. I mean, it talked about mental health, it talks about,
N
relationships, everything you want in a
so
good.
good. New
Yeah,
Year's
it's
resolution,
yeah.
hangman, attractive today when you're around.
Oh,
Time turned
attractive today.
fragile, like, as a dad, like, just fucks
Yes.
you up. So, like, we talked about months ago, but, like, just I remember driving around, like, before Benji's first Christmas and, like, not being able to, like, afford gifts really and just, like,
Yeah,
listening to that song, and it's just like, "Oh, fuck, fuck, fuck." Like,
I know.
I think I say a lot in here where it's like, a lot of this stuff from this era doesn't really like hold up as well. A lot of it's like just like if you showed it to someone now who hadn't heard it, like they wouldn't see the appeal because it was kind of like you had to be there stuff, I guess is the
Yeah.
nice way to say it. I think as we've seen too from like, all the bands we've interviewed, like Fall Out Boy, Mike Hem, and Motion City seem to be some of the ones that kind of come up consistently still as influences. Like
Yes.
this album,
Yes.
it doesn't nothing about this feels embarrassing to listen to in a way, like, it feels adult, it feels
Oh, yeah.
mature, it's like the fucking the synth, like, the Moog on like, they were so different sounding compared to other bands in the scene,
There
like
was, yeah. I mean, you had like, I mean, between them and like Silverstein, very different sounds, right?
yeah, yeah.
Them and Berlin, all
The
different. Like
like,
Motion
between
City was very
between his
different.
between Justin's vocals and, yeah, and just the synthy stuff and just, like, the subject matter of, like, really pushing the, like, major melody, minor lyrical
Yes.
content kind of thing, like just
I love it.
maximizing it kind of thing. Like these are the
Yes.
happiest songs in our scene, but they're the saddest ones. Like just
That's
really,
yeah.
really fucking good. Yeah.
I could see why they gravitated towards like Fall Out Boy and they were friendly because yeah,
Yeah.
very similar vibes there.
Similar kind of like just like a
Yeah.
less of like an anger, more of like more Yearny than Bernie, really.
Yeah, and very existential. Yeah,
Yeah.
because Pete Wentz is the same, and we'll talk about that soon, I'm sure.
Yeah. All right. What do we got
Yeah.
next?
Oh, we're going through all mine? Okay.
Well, I was gonna say, I mean,
Um,
well, we have that one the same, so we just kind of doubled
yes.
up
All
on one
right.
there. Yeah.
So this one, not in our scene, but let's talk about it. The Emancipation of Mimi by Mariah Carey. So it's her highest selling release in the United States. This came right
Ever?
after ever. Yeah.
It sold
So
better
this
than
is
like what's the one, the fantasy one and stuff like that?
well, Fantasy came before that, and yeah,
Yeah,
it
it
did.
sold better than
Yeah,
those?
it did. Yeah. I mean, it spewed the hits "Shake It Off," "We Belong Together," "Don't Forget About Us." It's
We
like that.
Belong Together is an
Oh,
R&B certified
yeah.
classic forever.
Oh God.
Top 3 or top 5
I
Mariah Carey
still
song.
remember the music video of her running away from the guy, like,
Yeah,
in
yeah,
her wedding gown. It's so poignant. But, like, this is obviously, this record means a lot to her because she had went through some mental health issues and,
yeah, 2000 like
when Glitter
2001 or
bombed.
so, was that what it
Yeah,
was? Like
because
Glitter
Glitter
era, like
bombed
it was a train
after
wreck, yeah.
Fantasy. Yeah, after Fantasy, after, Rainbow.
Yeah,
Rainbow was one
Rainbow's
of
99, yeah.
yeah, that was my at the time, that was my favorite
That's
Mariah
when I
Carey.
I discovered
Yeah.
her because of Heartbreaker with
Oh,
Jay-Z.
I love
Yeah,
that song.
that's when I didn't realize before she was already
Actually,
like
this
some pop
yeah,
icon. She was just like a new person on MTV to me. Like I already knew Britney and Christina, and then it's like, oh, now there's Mariah Carey.
yeah. Oh, well, I mean, I liked Fantasy. When I was younger than when I was very young, I used to pretend I was in the Always Be My Baby music video, and I would like we had like this river or creek at our in our park, and it had like a little swing, and I would pretend to be her from Always Be where she's like swinging
Where
on the
she's like
swing,
swinging on
singing.
on
Yeah.
the foot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Me and Mariah we go back a
Wow.
ways.
Okay, that's special. Yeah.
I love her. But yeah, no, this is, she bought they bought her out of her contract at, what was it? Virgin Records. She
Yeah.
signed with Island. Island making big moves because they also have Fall Out Boy at
I
this
was gonna say
point.
they also had Fall Out Boy. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Mid two
exactly.
thousand Island. Yeah, not doing bad. Yeah,
Island Def Jam. Hey, Jay-Z, you are,
yeah,
you know what you're
yeah.
doing. And she tops the Billboard charts with all of her singles, and it's a great freaking album. It showed that Mariah Carey was here to stay, so she's going to be an icon, and she was not gonna let a bad box office or anything like
No,
that fuel her. Like,
no,
so you have to put Emancipation and Mimi on the top list.
and that's the plateau almost, right? Like that's the end of like
So
that's
yeah, that is, yes, of course. Yeah, that is.
that's the last. Yeah, but I mean, it was almost like a last gasp too, because like like
Yeah.
Rainbow. I'm sure Rainbow was nowhere near as big as like Fantasy that era was,
No,
and
yeah.
then
I
like
mean,
Glitter
yeah.
happens, and like it's kind of like she falls off, and like back then, like we were talking about with Cinema Stare, which comes out I guess next week, like where it's like 2000s were gnarly time on women, and Mariah Carey at this
Yes.
point is damn near,
Oh
she
God,
might as
it's
well be
oh, I
prehistoric,
know.
like it's a hard
Yeah.
time. Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, she's not young enough anymore. She has the voice, and I think that's what carries her through.
yeah.
But you could already tell that, yeah, it was, yeah. Now, I will say, what song she made the song about Eminem. Um, is it 2008 she came out with it? What is that song called? Because it's I listen to it all the time.
I don't know
Uh,
her song about
uh,
Eminem.
oh. Um, oh my God, now I can't think of it. It's gonna come to me, but that song is Why You So Obsessed? Why You So Obsessed with Me?
Okay,
Boy,
I've
I
heard that. Never
gotta
mind. Yeah,
know. Yeah, because it's Eminem. I don't know. It was a thing. Whatever. Eminem say he slept with her. I think that's what it was.
Eminem maybe mentioned her in some songs, and then he
Eminem
is that.
mentions a lot. Yeah,
Oh
but
yeah, I was gonna
Eminem
say yeah, yeah. Don't take it
back then
personal.
was not great. Yeah,
It's an honor.
now he's a granddad, so it's weird.
He is a nicer guy now.
Yeah.
Um, my number four here on here to keep I'm going with Trainwreck by the band Boys Night Out, Canadian band.
Okay.
They're on tour now in our worlds here. I'm not a huge fan of concept records in general,
Sure.
or too many ideas or literary things or thoughts. But this
Okay.
album, which at the time, same thing. It's like I don't think it's more post-hardcore than a lot of my likings, and it really centers around. I think the basis is centers around the patient who like, and this is a year before Black Parade. It's the patient in quotations is like the main character who like goes crazy and he kills his girlfriend, and then
Oh.
he gets locked up in like an insane asylum. Then he breaks out and he like poisons his neighbors. Then he like goes catatonic at the end. I think he kills himself at the end, like with medication. Like it's this whole thing, but like it's just such a cool record. At the time, I can't remember, I think her name is Emily. Like they added this female vocalist at the time of the band.
Oh shoot.
It just really gave it this cool dynamic. She's only on that one record. Like there's this song Relapsing. And just every like there's like it's like medicating, composing, relapsing, recovering, like dreaming, like but it's such a cool fucking record throughout. We've talked to them a bit about coming on the show, but they were in the middle of a tour with
That's
Spitalfield.
right.
But we will figure that out at some point in 2026. Boys Night Out will be on the show, and we'll dive into this record more. But like, I think of like for me, it was more like early 2006, like that, like winter. I remember having this album and just like there's certain music that is very summer sunshine
Oh
oriented and
yeah.
certain music that's more winter
Oh,
nighttime this and that,
100%.
and like January, February, Alberta, Canada, it's a drag. And this
Sounds like
record,
it.
yeah, it's a bummer, and this record really fit that spot.
I love it. That's beautiful.
Beautiful. Rest in peace to the woman in the Trainwreck record who gets
Yeah, I'm sure
got.
she's still doing
Yeah.
something.
Well, I mean, I was thinking about the girl in the songs.
Oh, in
She's
the
probably not even
song.
real, but yeah, the girl that sings on, she's probably doing something too. Yeah. I didn't mention
Yeah,
earlier,
obviously
honorable
so.
mention though, really quickly throwing I'm Wide Awake It's Morning by Bright Eyes and Digital Ash and Digital Learn. We talked about them
Oh,
enough
yeah,
on the
you
show in
mentioned
general though.
that.
Yeah, we talked
Yeah,
about
you
them
did.
enough, but yeah. But those records too, very 2005. I remember getting those like that spring and just like, oof.
Loving them.
Mm.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Okay. My next one, like I said, no particular order. Panic at the Disco, A Fever You Can't Sweat Out.
I had a feeling you're
Maybe
gonna
this
pick
is
this one.
because I just saw the whole thing played through live at When We Were Young in
Mm-hmm.
October. But no, I mean, again, another album played through front and back. There are no skips for me, as for a lot of people. And it really changed the game in terms of what people thought emo was or what mainstream emo is gonna look like, right?
Yes, that
They helped define what mainstream them, Fall Out Boy, MCR, they helped define what mainstream emo is going to look like. Even though everyone else is doing something different, what the mainstream saw was guys in circus get-ups, uh, singing about cheating, brides and
yeah.
closing the damn door. Very, very mature topics, um, for boys who were 17 years
For
old.
boys,
And
yeah,
yeah,
very young boys.
very young
And Ryan
boys.
Ross, true
Genius.
fucking genius. But
Yeah.
this album really quickly does inspire one of my favorite reviews in the history of music criticism. Are you
Which
familiar
one?
with what I'm talking about?
No, I don't think so.
I'm gonna read you a small
Maybe.
excerpt here,
Okay, go ahead.
mainly for clip purposes, because I'm gonna cut this out because it's funny. I do enjoy it, and I'm sure Brennan and them fellas would laugh too. But Pitchfork, esteemed media outlet Pitchfork at the time, actually pretty esteemed, gave Fever You Can't Sweat Out a 1.5, not out of 5, out of 10. 1.5 out of 10.
Oh my
This is in
gosh.
the middle. It says, where does one begin to describe this steaming pile of garbage? You've already seen the ridiculous names, so let's try a few of song titles on for size. Track 2 is called The Only Difference Between Martyrdom and Suicide's Press Coverage, and it's followed by London Beckon songs about money written by machines. If those don't quite do it for you, check out I Write Sins, Not Tragedies, my personal favorite, blah, blah, blah. And it basically goes on. It's just like vocalist Brennan Urie's impassioned, warbling vocals are so strained, it's as if he might just burst into tears at any moment. This poor guy's
He
heart must
might.
get broken on a daily basis or something. And if it wasn't bad enough, someone convinced him to add some fancy effects on a track or two that make it sound like someone is lightly karate chopping him across the throat while he sings. It's sad that this is what emo has become. The genre has always had some irritating characteristics, but this newest batch of heartbroken heartthrobs has managed to build their careers solely out of those characteristics. The whining, emotionally exposed lyrics and the passionate choruses are there, but there's no sincerity, creativity, or originality.
Okay, I would beg differ on creativity. So, if you're familiar with the songs, they are based off of a writer named Chuck Palahniuk.
Yeah, a lot of Chuck Palahniuk.
Um,
Yeah, he's really, yeah.
yeah,
Honestly,
yeah,
pretty like it's fun. Like I feel like these are bands
like
like or like books where it's like, oh, these are for like what college kids really
oh,
get
they
into. It's
are
like it was
100%. It's
in
like
six.
writing a book about Holden Caulfield.
Yeah, yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
We're doing
Catcher in the Rye.
Catcher in the
Yeah,
Rye shit. Yeah, but like it's like 16-year-old Ryan Ross is writing these songs. Like it is very impressive for what is essentially a fucking child at the
and
time.
debut album. Like this, like it's
These
not
are like
even like
yeah,
this is
these are
their
like the
second
first.
album.
These are the first fucking songs that these guys
They
ever
never
wrote.
played live before. They
Right?
just
Yeah, they got
like
thrown onto
yeah,
like a tour. Like they this was not some band that came up in the garage and this and that. Like
no.
Ryan
They just
Ross.
harassed Pete Wentz
Yeah,
until
they did. Yeah, Ryan, I share kinship with him in that regard, just being harassing people way out of your
you
pay
guys would
range
make
and
it
like,
along, I think.
yeah, right. And just like Pete, like he got a hold and it's like, well, shit, we better figure this out now. And like
Yeah.
same thing, it's like I think a lot of that's right. A lot of in hindsight, a lot of Fever era shit is fucking kind of cringy. The Milady
It's a little
circusy
gimmick,
it
yeah, for
gimmicky, this and
sure.
that. But like, I remember the first time I heard, I can't lie. I remember the first time I heard these songs, and my friend Panita's blue Hyundai, and just being like, "What the fuck is this?" Like, it was like this is
It was so
Fall Out Boy,
different.
but it's so
Yeah.
much like left field. Like,
Yeah. it was like Fall Out Boy for theater kids. It was
Right?
just so
Yeah.
different than anything else that was out there. And I mean, you can say, yeah, it's not true to the genre, but at the same time, you can't knock them for trying to experiment and do something
Right? Yeah. And
different.
it was
It's
all
not their Tommy, but I mean, that's what Black Parade is for MCR. It's their
yeah,
Tommy.
it's
It's like
still
that's what that
for
is.
a debut record, like
Oh, it's a great, yeah.
it's funny. I think when you suggested this episode, I was very much like, yes, because in the last one, I've said it a bunch where it's like, Parade Parade by Aren't We Amphibians, best debut emo record of the past 20 years. And this guy commented and he's like, last 20 years, like, I don't agree. I'm like, okay, name something better from the last 20. And he mentioned Fever. And I was like, that's 2005. Like, that's over,
That is
technically
funny.
over. Yeah. Like, that's
Yeah.
over 20 years ago. And I was like, shit, now that you say it, like, what else happened in 2005? And then you're like, well, let's talk about 2005. And I was like, perfect. Because of that guy's Instagram comment, I'm in the mood.
Yeah, you're like, "Let's talk about it." I will say that I think is that, and then the only other one, which I didn't mention, but, All We Know Is Falling, the Paramore record, that is also a
Hmm.
debut album.
That's a debut album too. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and that came out in 2005, and Pressure, Emergency, great songs on that. I would put that in there, um, as an honorable mention too, now that
Yeah,
I think about it.
and
Yeah.
they're like that's a good one too because that's like they're showing a lot of promise, but it's not quite
Where they get to,
like
yeah.
Riot is obviously a different level
Riot
than
is
Brand New
so
Eyes. They show
different.
they're versatile,
Yes.
self-titled.
Exactly, yeah.
But like yeah, like it's clear. Okay, there's something to this band here.
Yeah, there's something in the water. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, so Panic right there, had to put them in there,
I'll take the next
because
one. After this one. Oh,
go ahead.
sorry. I was gonna say Everything in Transit, Jack's
Oh,
Mannequin.
yeah. Gotta put Jack's Mannequin there.
I wasn't even hip to this record yet. I didn't hear this till 2006, but like this is
I think I'm the same way, yeah.
such a great record. In 2005, I was still listening to like Leaving Through the Window, and I loved
Yeah,
Soko so much. And this record, obviously the backstory, the leukemia and being sick, and this is the quintessential Southern California record. This sounds like
yeah,
Venice Beach. This sounds like the boardwalk. Like, it's
it's
incredible.
perfect. Yeah. The funny thing is, I think this is the first Jack's Mannequin record I ever heard was in transit, and the funny thing is, if it wasn't for Panic! The Disco, I would probably have never heard it because he
Interesting.
opened for Panic, and I saw him open for Panic, and so then,
Wow.
of course, I checked out the record, and that's how it's and I was like, "Oh, wait." Then I realized he was in Something Corporate. I was like, "Wait, that's the same person?
Okay.
What the heck?"
Yeah.
Because I've already heard Something Corporate, but I had not heard of Jack's Mannequin. So,
Oh,
going back to
shit,
Panic! At the
actually.
Disco,
I
thank you,
lied.
Panic! At the
I got into
Disco.
this in 2005. In September 2005, I made friends with this girl that just started our school. Her name's Kayla, and we're still
Shout out
friends.
Kayla.
Shout out Kayla, dear friends. I remember like very early days of this show. She follows us online. We're very friends. But she made me
Cool.
like a mix, like a burnt CD that first week or two of us being friends, like in like September 2005, and like like I think La 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 would have been on there and stuff. And like
Oh,
these songs
wow.
were on there already. Like so I would have heard it in 2005. Why can
Yes.
I not think of what the Holiday from Real? Like Holiday from Real was on there, Dark Blue. Like there was like four or five
Dark
Jack
Blue is
songs
so
on
good.
there, and I
Yeah.
recognized it because I knew Andrew McMahon, obviously, like because it was SoCo.
Yeah.
And I think I'd read about Jack's Mannequin in alt press, but like at this time, like
Yes.
I didn't just you couldn't just like
You don't connect the
Spotify.
2 really.
When you couldn't
Yeah.
just like search it, like I read about something, I'd have to go check that music out when I had a chance, and I didn't. You don't just get a chance all the time back then.
No, you don't. Not when you got
But yeah,
college to go
my
to. Yeah.
fuck, what a record, what a record,
It's such a good record. Yeah. So it definitely deserves to be on the spot for sure.
beautiful.
Okay. I'm saving one for last because I
I
wanted
know,
to
yeah.
see your reaction. But so I will talk about Fall Out Boys from Under the Cork Tree.
Oh, okay,
That will always be like I said, this is no particular order. This would be my number one, like this is my number one, like
we
if not
figure
from if not for From Under the Cork Tree, I would not be here today. Like that is like hands down 100%. Like without this record, I would not exist today. Like in this form. I would not have these tattoos. I would not have all this shit behind me. I would not be going to like over 20 some odd Fall Out Boy concerts. It is because of From Under the Cork Tree. We have already waxed poetic about it on a whole
Yeah,
From
yeah,
Under the Cork
we
Tree
have about
episode.
3, 4 hours, 5 hours
We
maybe of
do.
this, yeah, cork tree talk, but
But like for me, this is one of the best albums of 2005. It
oh, yeah.
showcased
Oh,
Pete's
yeah.
lyricism. Like, I mean, yes, Take This to Your Grave was great, but it was still a combination of him and Patrick. By
Yeah.
this point, it is just him. But then it gave Patrick a chance to showcase what
Just
he
his
could do
vocals, like, he's singing his out
vocally
like, just
and producing the music, right? As like putting the music
putting the
together.
song like an arranger,
Yeah.
yeah, they're really getting Elton
Yeah.
John, Bernie Taupin on that shit,
Exactly.
yeah.
Like you've gotten to like you're really starting to see it and it's so perfect.
Like,
Every song on this album is
can you remember the first time
beautiful.
you heard "Dance, Dance"? You heard that
Oh
fucking
my
bum,
god.
bum, bum,
The
bum, bum,
first time
bum,
I saw
bum,
Patrick
bum,
Stump in that music
bum.
video, I was like, "Who is that?" Like that was like, oh,
Oh,
I know.
magical.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
Like, I just that like, when it cuts out in 16 cans, just that, like, "I confess, I messed up, drop, and I'm sorry," like, just, like,
so perfect.
there's such, like, a pop
Ugh.
like, the pop elements in the band, like,
Oh
just
yeah.
such a good fucking
Yes.
band, and, like, 2005, like, there's different like, this is that's there's other ones I might like more, we might like more this or that, and people all wanna say, "Oh, Cork, Take Us to Your Grave," but, like, Cork Tree is probably, like, objectively speaking, the fucking peak,
Oh yeah. I mean, Neil
you know?
Avron was amazing. I mean, and
Yeah.
he had denied them a couple times till he
Mhm.
decided to he's heard something in that Sugar demo, and I don't know what it was, but he heard
He
something to
heard
say,
the
"Okay, I'll work
great
with you
yeah, he
guys."
heard a
Yeah.
fucking perfect song, yeah.
Yeah, he heard the perfect song because that's what Sugar is. And that's what a lot like when you go back and if you see any of these songs live, and I've had the privilege to sing a lot of From Under the Cork Tree songs live, um, they just hit. Like there's so many moments that you can interact with the crowd, especially now in
Yeah, and there's so many, like,
2025.
cool, like, parts that, like it's, like,
Yes.
they were, like, a lot we talked about, I think, every now and then with bands too, where it's like, are you writing, like, a song or, like, are you, like, kind of worried about, like, 2010s, a lot of pop punk to me is, like, they're worried about the pit, not the song. But, like,
Yes.
all up this record kind of balances them where it's like there's so many parts where, like, the band will drop off right as the verse starts, and it's just, like, the one guitar. It's just Patrick fucking palm muting some shit and just singing, I
And
mean
those are the parts now he just lets go and he
that
lets us
yeah,
sing. Like
now if they
the
do a show,
part you're
he can
talking
just go
about with
like this.
16 Candles,
Yeah, 16
that
Candles.
part, he
Or
says that's where he drops it and lets us all
yeah,
sing. Like, yeah,
or Sugar, like,
amazing.
is this, am I morning bar same thing where just, like,
Oh,
you can just you don't he will never need to sing those lyrics again for the rest
nope.
of his
I
life in any
have
show.
so many videos on TikTok of when the crowd starts in on the first chorus of Sugar. It's incredible. And his
Because it's
face every
magical.
time, he's so happy every
Yeah.
time.
It's
And
one of
this
the
is 20
coolest
years later. Like, it doesn't matter.
it's one of the
Like, yeah,
coolest like, I mean, we talked about Sugar a lot, like, just
we
one of
do.
the
Yeah.
coolest fucking if there's one song from this entire era, it's my personal, like, favorite of the bunch. It's just, like,
Yeah.
everything you want.
Yeah.
You get the heavy guitars, you get this and that, you
You
get
get
the
the
hooks,
emotion, yeah. You get the
right? Like,
tongue in
just
cheek, yeah. You get it all of it. It's a beautiful like, it's just it's like it is the perfect, like, pop song, one of the perfect pop songs, and
it's so beautiful. It almost has, like, this, like, Robin dancing on my own, like, I'm in the
yes.
corner, like, this, you know, I'm watching you 2 from the closet,
Oh, I
we're
know.
just,
Friction in his jeans,
like,
you
just
know?
fucking just, like there's some yearny just layers to this where it's like there's like a Bruce Springsteen like the same thing where it's like this like you're kind of like just looking on the outside in and you're
Yes.
like I don't know what's going on there but I got to be a part of it and just like this like you're a teenager no matter if it's like about a girl or a boy or like just cool kids or whatever it's like
Yes.
you don't feel like you belong it's like I want to be in whatever that is like that is where it's at but I'm not there and like
Yeah,
this song like encapsulates that feeling of like
exactly.
I'm
And
not
that's where you
there.
get and you start to see the shift too and From Under the Cork Tree where the lyrics got a little bit less misogynistic
Mhm.
and I'm gonna crash my car and
And there's a little more
wrap a locket around your throat to like A
A
little
little
bit
more,
more.
yeah, I'm gonna harm myself maybe, yeah, if anything,
Yeah,
yeah, we're gonna do,
like
like, 7 minutes in heaven
yeah,
kinda
like,
thing, yeah,
"Look at what
together.
a loser I am." Yeah,
Yeah,
like, it's more about self-introspection,
yeah, I
and then
used to
that gets
obsess
better
over
over
living, now I
time.
only obsess over you,
Over
that's yeah,
you.
that you look like the dork, not yeah, you're not, like,
Yeah,
wishing harm, yeah, crashing cars
yeah.
and yeah,
They get a little bit better.
vehicular violence, yeah, it's not good.
Yeah. Look, yeah, it's not.
Great record
Yeah.
though, Fall Out Boys, if you're listening.
Come on the show.
I have 2 left, and I'll do both of them because I'm very curious what yours is, and I feel like we should save it for last because 'cause I'm very
Oh
curious.
god, I don't know how you're gonna feel
Real
about okay, go
quick,
ahead.
Alkaline Trio, Crimson. Now, this is a very divisive record in the Alkaline Trio community. This is where this is their last record on Vagrant Records.
Okay.
They go to a major after this one, but this is the follow-up to Good Morning, and this is where they get very, a little more experimental, a little more produced. Kind
Yeah.
of the songs kind of start to slow down a little more. They're less of like a three-piece Chicago punk rock band and more of like a kind of gothy, synthy, alternative
Ah,
rock band at this point. Time to Waste is the big single, Mercy Me. I don't love it as much as I love a lot of the Alkaline Trio records. Uh, when I listen to it now, there's a moment, and I believe track 8, I Was a Prayer, where I believe that's the moment where Dan Andriano overtakes Matt Skiba as, like, the true,
okay.
like, really driving force of Alkaline Trio.
Trio,
But,
okay.
like, it was still, like, a very important record. Like, I remember skipping school to buy this, like, I think it's May. I
Yeah.
remember my buddy Chris Bowering, who's now the drummer for, Oliver Peck. Oliver Peck, right? Orville Peck. Oliver Peck. Orville
Oliver?
Peck.
Orville
Orville
Peck.
Peck.
No, it's
I'm
Orville.
thinking of
It's
Oliver Tree.
Orville.
Orville Peck.
Yes,
He's now a drummer
Orville
for
Peck.
Orville Peck, and it's like I remember him like over the phone showing me like the album closer, Smoke, and just like I'm like that's the song, like because he had the leaks, he had free internet access. My parents were pretty strict, and I was like, oh, I'm so excited, and like yeah, we left third period, and we went and I want to say Dan Rathke, yeah, shout out Dan Rathke. He drove us. Dan Radke? Have I been saying Ronnie Radke's name for so long that I now call all Radkes
Yes, I think
Rathkes?
you do,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think yeah, not Ron. Dan Radke. Dan Radke. Shout out Dan Radke. We used to smoke bong rips in the back of his fucking shitty little like Pontiac or whatever. But we went to the mall and they wanted to go to the food court and the CDs, they like whatever it was like CD Plus or some shit. I went there,
Yeah.
grabbed the Alkaline Trio CD. Yeah, very much. This was the first Alkaline Trio CD that I got to experience the release of as a fan because I became a fan in like early '04 and Good Morning released in '03. So this was the first one that I got to kind
Okay.
of like be a part of as a
Which
fan.
is exciting, yeah.
Which is exactly that was my first time like a new one. I got to read about it in the most anticipated that Alternative Press did, which by the way, Never a Phase Network do a better one, but is what it is. And I was excited for it. And it's like I don't love it as much as I love other records on this list, but if we're talking about favorite records of 2005, I'd be lying if I didn't include Crimson on there.
Yeah, you have to. It's from
And for
Alkaline
my
Trio.
last one on this list,
It's your turn to wax poetic.
I don't know. In 2001, this song comes out. It's called Hova, H to the Izzo by Jay-Z. Have you heard it?
Such a fucking
It's a
great
great
song.
song. H
Yes,
to
of
the
course.
Izzo, E to the Izzy.
She's
Yeah.
always there.
This is
Yes.
dribbled down in VA.
Yes.
Can't leave rap alone. The game needs me. Haters want
It
me
does.
clogged and chrome. It ain't easy.
Easy.
Cops want to, like it's this cops want to drop me. Diaz want to box me in. But I loved this song. And I loved hip hop, but like I think
Yeah.
what I really loved about it was the production on it. It had this it was I Want You Back by the Jackson
Oh,
5, right?
yeah.
It had this
Mhm.
pitched up soul sample. I loved it. And then in 2003, or no, 2004, I hear this song on Much Music in Canada called Through the Wire by this artist
Mm.
formerly known as Kanye West. And
He's not a
it's
good
one of
dog.
the coolest things I'd ever heard. And Kanye was so
Mm.
played at this time and so popular. It was really hard for me at the time to want to like it. Like I'm
You
punk
didn't
rock and
like Jesus Walks?
no, I did. I didn't want to, but
Okay.
like I didn't like All Falls Down at the time. But like Jesus Walks, that was I had a polyphonic ringtone for Jesus Walks. Like I
That'd
had
be
that
a good polyphonic ringtone, actually.
I also had We Belong Together by Mariah Carey. But like
Okay.
like these songs were great and then Late Reg drops and it's just like in hindsight like this man over the last 10 years has really damaged his legacy and has caused
He
damage
has, which
to,
is a
like,
shame.
stuff like anti-Semitism is a really serious thing, like,
Yes.
that's not it's not it is damaging and this and that, but it's like, before this period, before, like, 2016 or so, like, it's like, this is the greatest artist of the generation,
Oh
and, like, I've been
gosh.
watching Genius lately, and when you wa like, the Kanye documentary, there's a new
Oh,
one
I
that
need
just
to
came out.
wait, where is that? What's it
So there's a
on?
new one that just came out this last week called In Whose Name that was
Okay.
like a big film festival film, and it just came out on, like, video on demand. I watched it on, like, Amazon or, like, Fandango or some, like, app, like, you have to buy
Oh,
it.
okay.
You have to
Yeah,
rent
yeah,
it.
yeah, okay.
And it's cool, but, like, there's no narration on it. It's basically just, like, these are clips from, like, 2017 or so till now, like,
Interesting.
till about 2 years ago, kind of come to your own conclusions. It was cool, but it reminded me of Genius, which is a documentary. It's a 3-part documentary on Netflix, and it's mainly footage from, like, it's showing Kanye, like, in college dropout era, going to the Def Jam offices and going into the offices and playing them All Falls Down and Jesus Walks and, like, rapping it to the employees and, like, just like, "Motherfucker, hear me, listen to me, goddamn it. I'm trying to show you my song, like, please give
Yeah.
me your attention." And it's like he's playing what songs that become, like, I don't like, top
Hits,
20,
like,
25
massive. Yeah.
most important, greatest hip hop songs of all time in general, like,
They changed the game.
Change
Like,
changing like, you're talking
the
about 50 Cent, like, we mentioned earlier, we're
yeah.
like, Lil Wayne is kinda coming on at this point, but, like, it's
Yeah.
gangster rap, and then Kanye comes along in '03 in a pink polo and a backpack, and, like, everything
With sped
shifts.
up soul music
With
in the
sped up,
sample
pitch the
samples.
fucking yeah, through
Yeah.
I was in an Uber the other day with Benji, and they're playing Shaka Khan Through the Fire, and I got, like, emotional hearing it, you know what I mean? It's like, it's
Mhm.
my attachment to it is Through the Wire, but it's, like, just
Yeah.
hearing that, and then, like, Late Registration to me is, like, that next step, like, I mean, you obviously get, like, Touch the Sky, which was so overplayed, but, like, Heard 'Em
I
Say.
mean,
It starts with that, "Wake up, Mr. West," and then it gets into Heard 'Em Say with
oh,
Adam
yeah.
Levine, who at the time, Adam Levine is still cool because 'cause we're still riding high off of songs about
We
Jane,
all love
and
yeah.
just that,
I did, yes.
and just do that, and Kanye is just, like, still kinda doing this soulful, introspective backpack rap thing, he's like,
Ugh.
"My Aunt Pam can't put them cigarettes down, so now my little cousin's smoking them cigarettes now," and just like, the Roses on there, or the songs, losing talking about losing his grandmother. There's a
Oh,
song on
yeah.
there called Hey Mama, and he plays it at the Grammys a few years after this. He plays it at the Grammys in '08 after his mom dies, and he does, like, a different version of it, and it's all, like, like, with a choir behind him. That was my introduction to that song, and I saw him at
Mhm.
Coachella in 2011, and this is all, like, it's hard to speak so nicely about someone who's done so much, like, bad stuff recently, but, like,
Yeah.
he closes his Coachella set with Hey Mama, and before he, like, plays the song, he's like, "I appreciate you guys for listening, this and that," and he's like, "I'm not the best singer, I'm not this, that." He's like, "But sometimes I hear the notes in my head and I say, 'Fuck it,' and I do it anyway."
Yeah.
And, like, that's Kanye. That's me. That's the way you should live like, I can't hit that note, but, like, fuck it. Like, in my head, I hear it. Imma try it anyway. And, like, taking that metaphorically into
Chance.
everything else, and you know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
taking a chance, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
we
instead of
can't have.
selling his songs to someone else, do it yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but and that same thing too, where it's like, this, like, Late Reg is like College Dropout is this kind of culmination of, for years, this guy is sneakily, like, hiding his best beats. You know what I mean? He's just like, all right,
Oh,
I got
yeah.
Jesus Walks here. You don't get Jesus Walks. I'm hiding it. I'm hiding these songs. And then, but Late Reg is just like everything combined at once. Like, it's a celebration. Gold Digger, fucking Gold Digger. You could
Oh,
not
please.
escape
That's
the song Gold
you could
Digger in the
not escape
fall of
Gold Digger.
2005. Like, I have memories of,
No.
like, being at house parties, drinking, like,
Oh
Sparks and
god, yes.
Brahmas and Molson Cold Shots, and just, like, like,
Oh, we lived off Gold Digger in college. Yeah,
right?
that's
Better get that
yeah.
shirt, guy. Like, just like,
Yeah.
it's classic. It's classic, and it's like, to me, like, it's such a shame that this guy went so far off the deep end, because it's like, this is our Michael Jackson, this is our whatever,
He
Elvis
could
Presley,
yeah,
Whitney Houston, but it's like
in
same
terms
thing
of,
where it's
like,
like
rap
they just
music, yeah.
they fall off the deep end. It's just like this guy. But yeah, if you're listening, or you, Amanda, like, go watch Genius. It's so cool. Like,
I
just
do wanna watch it now.
yeah, there's parts of where it's just like, it's very early, him rapping. Like, there's one where it's like him and Talib Kweli there, and he's like, he's doing his verse from their song together on that record, and it's just like, you can tell this guy has this. It's like, you can see this is like 2003, '02, and you can see, like, you can see, like, why this guy became who he was in terms of becoming, like, the largest
Oh, yeah.
artist, in the sense of, like, there's just this crazy fucking drive here where he's just like, seriously, just like, fuck you, I'm the best. You're gonna hear this. Just everything's in your face like this,
Yeah.
and just fuck.
I always think if he didn't do this, would Neo go on and decide to do his own solo career instead of just writing songs for other people?
Right? Yeah.
Because
Like
like because
there's so many
Neo's able
changes
to
happen because of this. Yeah. Like
yeah,
this
Bruno
changes the whole
Mars,
game.
same thing. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, like these
Would we
people
have
are
gone
writing
to
for other
Would we
people.
have gone to Bruno Mars after this? Like
No.
would we have gotten fucking scene culture? It, who invented the stunner shades? You know, was that Gabe Support
Yeah.
wearing those, Breathe Carolina,
No, it
or
was
was it
hell
Kanye
not.
West a
Was
few years after
like,
this
that's what
when
I always thought it was.
he
Kanye West
drops
did it.
808s and Heartbreaks? Yeah, we got this from
Yeah,
Kanye, did we not? I guarantee you,
we
Kanye went
did.
to Japan or something. He
I
saw
would
this.
100% it was Kanye.
I
Like,
promise you,
yes.
Kanye was ahead of fashion before we were. I guarantee. Well, also there's Gabe. I know is big on Japanese stuff. I feel like Gabe was an
Yes.
early guy on these two as well. Where it's like these must have been big in Japan in the mid 2000s. I don't know. Someone will
I
correct
would
us.
believe that.
And
Yeah.
and Kanye gets hip to it and wears these and just like completely changes the game.
Yeah. No, this album and Kanye, like and I brought up Emancipation Mimi, Kanye was also a producer on that too. He was also featured on that as well. Like,
Kanye was
same
at this
year,
point, and
he's everywhere.
this is the same year as like the Bush doesn't care about black people year. Like
Oh god, Mike Myers' face is,
right,
like,
just
priceless in
get me
that
the fuck out of here. Yeah, no,
He's
and
like,
like this is
"Can you do
Kanye in
that?"
2005 is punk rock to me. Like I didn't want to listen to the top 40 music. I didn't
He
want to
was the
hear.
punk rock of, like, rap, like,
Yeah,
he
I didn't
was,
want to hear
like,
one
the
two
yeah.
step or don't ya or this or that or Usher or whatever it was. Like I wanted to hear like the Kanye songs because Kanye felt like Kanye
A
was the one where it's
rebel.
like I don't like hip hop, but I like Kanye. Like Kanye was the one that
He
was
was
like,
cool, you could like hip
yeah,
yeah, if you were
yeah, it
into
wasn't The
hip-hop, yeah.
Game or 50 Cent or something. It was like,
No,
oh, this is
it wasn't
introspective. It's
ludicrous.
artistic.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't about butts, and it wasn't about
Mm-mm.
having sex, and it wasn't, like, shaking your moneymaker.
No, we miss
It
you.
had
We miss you, Kanye. Come back.
yeah, it had relevance culturally, it spoke to issues that were going on, and even, like, my favorite album is Graduation, which came out in 2007.
Yeah.
Spaceships is one of my absolutely favorite songs.
Spaceships is on College Dropout.
Oh. Oh, that's right. I'm
On
sorry.
College
Why did I think
Dropout, yeah.
spaceship? Yeah,
Yeah,
never mind.
fucking yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
I think that was on there. Are you sure? Oh,
I'm
Flashing Lights.
1000% because
That's the
leading
song.
into it is that I'll
Yes.
fly away sample, and then
You're
it
right. You're
cuts
right.
in with that like
Flashing
I've been
Lights. That's the song
working
I'm
this late
thinking of.
shit. And I made ship.
Hey,
I
shit.
wish
Oh
I
God,
could.
such a good song.
I'm in a
Fly.
spaceship and
Yep.
fly. Yeah, right. Yeah, it's like fucking yeah.
Yes.
Talking about
It
just
was
we're working at
Flashing
the
Lights
Gap.
and Drunk Hot Girls. Flashing Lights
Drunk
and
Hot
Drunk Hot
Girls.
Girls.
Graduation is maybe my least favorite of that. Like the first like
Ah,
four, and it's still
yeah.
so
It's still
fucking,
so good.
still so good. Like
And then and
Good
his mom
Life with
passed away.
T-Pain.
Oh, yes.
Like, oh my, right as T-Pain is like right
Like,
popping off,
the
like
2 mid-2000s was Kanye, like, that was about Kanye, and then eventually, like,
late
Lil
2000s were
Wayne.
about Kanye. Yeah, like I think at
Yeah.
some point when Eminem has the baton, he passes the baton to 50 Cent, and then at some point Kanye West just comes and takes the fucking baton from him, and then it's Kanye, it's Wayne, and then Drake takes it from them.
Oh god, yeah, then Drake,
Yeah,
and then, of course,
but like
Kendrick
yeah,
Lamar.
Kanye very much is the guy, and then Lil Wayne is like the hip hop guy, and then about a year after this becomes the fucking guy on features.
Oh, yeah, on
Yeah,
Fall
like
Boy song,
'07 or
yeah.
so, you can't get away from Lil Wayne.
You can. Dude, A Milli, one of my favorite songs,
Oh yeah,
like
yeah. Is that's late '07? Is '05? Does the
yes,
Carter 2 come out in '05? I didn't look that
I
up, but
think
like that's
so.
like right there, '04, '05, where it's like
Yeah,
okay,
oh
like
four, five,
this
five.
guy's starting this,
But
but Kanye is at the top of the world. We mentioned 50 Cent earlier, but like their next albums, Graduation, and what's the next one that comes out? The next 50
808
album?
Heartbreaks. Oh,
No,
50.
Curtis.
Oh,
Curtis. It's called
Curtis,
Curtis.
yeah.
Those come out
Mhm.
on the same day, and that's the one where Curtis is like, if you or 50 Cent's like, if this doesn't outsell Kanye, like I'll retire from rap.
Yeah,
And
so I remember that.
yeah, and Graduation crushes, yeah, Curtis.
It yeah. I mean, because Kanye was on mainstream radio at
Yeah, you
this
couldn't
time. I
get
mean,
away. Yeah, yeah.
so was,
So was 50 Cent, but you're not
50
gonna
Cent,
yeah, yeah, there's different levels to it. Kanye
but it
was on
was
every
yeah.
radio station, yeah.
Yeah, it's just like yeah, you couldn't get away from it. He wrote catchy songs that's meant something and said something,
Miss you,
and you
buddy.
can't get away from that. Yeah. Late
Anyways,
registration.
what's your last one here? What do we got?
Okay, I had so many albums that I was gonna put, and then I was reminded that this album came out in 2005. It was late 2005, October 2005. But there was a point in time when sophomore in college, Amanda, listened to this album front to back, loved all the songs on it, and it is uh the most butt rock album you will ever have in your. This is the
My
definition
God.
of butt rock, and this is All the Right Reasons from Nickelback, featuring, of course, Photograph, which
Rockstar?
is like Rockstar, Saving Me, Far Away,
I'm through with
Animals, one of
standing
my
on
favorite
social
songs.
navigation.
Yeah, Animals, where they're like, he's talks about how him and his girlfriend are
They
driving
do
really
sex
fast,
stuff, yeah.
and she's giving him head in the car, like,
Mouth
and
stuff,
her,
yeah.
and whenever he says like her dad, that's what you see, that's my dad outside the car. Oh God, oh please, the keys are not in the ignition. I'm sorry, I have a low key butt rock obsession, and
I didn't
Nickelback.
expect. I was trying to think of what it could be. I did not think for 1
This
second Nickelback.
album, like, okay, some of the quotes from some of the reviews of it crack me up. Like, Entertainment Weekly had said they tried to explain the success of the album. What if Nickelback's decision to let the music speak for itself is ironically their biggest selling point of all? Um, and then I think from All Music, they said, sure, they stretch a little bit, but they still favor clumsy, plodding riffs, still incessantly rewrite the same chords and melody, still harmonize exactly the same way in every song. Kroger still sounds like he's singing with a hernia. And he still writes shockingly stupid lines that make you long for the days of subtle double entendres. And despite all their newly developed relative nuances, they remain unchanged, still unspeakably awful. But yet, this album probably is their biggest album to date. I think
Yeah.
I would reason to be like, this is like hit after hit. Most of those, like, it was their third straight number one album. All of those songs are at least in like the top Billboard charts. Every one of those charted at some point as singles, the ones I'd mentioned. Um, and yeah, it was one of my favorite albums at the time in 2005. It was a it was fall 2005. It was a rough time for me. It was a dark time for me. I was heavy into the OC, heavy into friendship issues were going on at the time,
Friendship
and
issues, yeah.
yeah, different living arrangements, but yeah, I don't like All the Right Reasons. It's not my like I'm saying it's not my number one. This is just I had to put this last for Rob to understand why I didn't want to tell him what was
I
gonna be the
understand. I
number one
understand.
album.
As someone who
Your
lived in
favorite
Alberta, Canada at
Canadians.
the time, well, let me just wrap this up by saying I'll have the quesadilla.
Yes. Well done. Well
I
done.
like that song. I like that Rockstar song.
Yeah, I do too. A lot of people do. I mean, yeah, they were that is like that album is like one of the defining like butt rock albums
Oh,
to
yeah.
me.
Oh, yeah.
Like if I go back and think about butt rock albums, who else? Someone said Crossfade in
Yeah,
one of our
Ben
previous
Quad.
episodes. Ben Quad did. Yeah, I would put Crossfade up there too. They also came out in 2005,
I was
but
gonna say that's about 2005 core, yeah.
yeah, because my one male roommate, we at the time I lived with two guys and another girl, Kanita, not Kanita, I'm sorry, Zakita, and Kanita's a different girl I know from
These are different,
Arkansas.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but his name was Kevin, and he was really into all the butt rock like
Mhm.
bands, and later I think it might be because he was trying to hide the fact that he was gay, because he turned
Yeah,
out to be gay, but at the time he
yeah.
was not,
Trying to hide
or at
with
the
some
time we didn't think.
masculine rock music, yeah.
Very masculine. He was really into Crossfade,
Yeah, oh,
really into
yeah. Oh,
Nickelback,
yeah.
really into all that stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And so he was listening to a lot of it. I would hear it. But yeah, this album, whatever happened, did it for me at that time of my life. I listened to a shit ton of All the Right Reasons for no reason at all.
For all the right reasons, as
For
they
all
say.
the right
As
reasons.
Chad Kroger would say.
Yeah. That's exactly how I'm gonna end my
I was gonna say,
5
that's a perfect spot,
favorite
yeah.
albums.
Perfect spot.
Yeah.
We're at about, yeah, hour and a half. These yeah,
For an
that
Emo Kids podcast. Yeah, let's
yeah,
talk
that's
about
pretty good.
Nickelback.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't wanna scare them away too much, but yeah.
Shout out Chad Kroger.
Look at
Shout out.
this photograph.
Every time I do it
Yeah,
makes me laugh.
beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful, Chad. Beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. And that came out at a time when I was also like am I still happy here at this college? Maybe I should go back to a state school with my friends that I know from high
Yeah,
school. I miss all of them. I was feeling like nostalgic. That also helped too. Then that song came out.
a lot of feelings at once to happen thanks to
Yes.
Chad and the fellas. Yeah.
Yeah, and his not so subtle double entendres.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have nothing to say after that. Wow. Yeah.
Sweet. 2005. Uh, what a year, right? I mean, some
Don't need to
classic
go
emo
back.
albums.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some classics in our world,
So in
some
our world,
clunkers, some classics outside our world, and some clunkers as well. I'm happy it's gone. Watch out in the next year or so. The Darfur thing, I think, is going to become a big deal. Make sure you save Darfur.
that's true. It will become a big
Yeah,
yeah,
I don't
it's gonna be on
know.
everyone's profiles. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. Wild time, the mid 2000s.
It was a crazy time. Sweet. So before we wrap up, is there anything else you want to talk about tonight, Rob?
Make sure these people follow us on the internet. If they made it all the way to the end, you probably already do, but we'd appreciate it if you followed us, Emo Kids Anonymous, at Instagram. TikTok is Instagram Anonymous Podcast. Twitter is Emo Kids Anon Pod.
Hmm.
Join our Discord. The link is in the description. Just appreciate you guys for listening. And if you were there in 2005, we're sorry. Stick With You by
Yeah.
Pussycat Dolls, though. That's a banger.
Yes, it is. But what would you choose as your favorite albums too? Let us know in the comments. Drop it in the
Yeah, let us
comments
know
on
your favorite albums
Spotify,
of 2005.
YouTube. Yeah, I'm curious to see what everyone else thinks.
Yeah, let's see
And you
what
can
they say.
expand out of our genre like we did too. You don't have to just stick with
Yeah, no,
pop punk and emo.
we won't bully, but we will judge
We will.
if we have any room
We
to after this
I've
one.
looked. I know what came out in
Yeah,
2005. So we know.
we can be honest with ourselves. We can be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah, we could be honest.
That being said, see you guys later.
Stay emo, everyone.
This show is a part of the Never a Phase Network, a collective of creators dedicated to keeping the spirit of the scene alive. Our network of creators make social media content, they share music news and reviews, and of course bring you great podcast content. For more information, please visit neveraphasenetwork.com and follow Never a Phase Network on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.
Hey man, it's your boy Petty Hendrix, man. You tuned in to Emo Kids Anonymous. Check it out, you did.